Good morning, I'm Angelo Castro III.
I'm Angela and we are the Castros.
Happy Monday sa lahat
Happy
ng
Monday.
mga ka-brunch. Welcome again to another week of news and interesting stories.
That's right. And of course, belated Happy Mother's
To
Day sa
all
lahat
the,
ng mga mothers, mudra, mama, nanay, idang, lahat na.
Happy Mother's Day po.
Oo.
All right, we're serving you news in a countdown.
All that before your second cup of coffee. This is Brunch.
We begin the countdown with heartbreaking news from actress model Heart Evangelista. In an Instagram post, Heart revealed she and her husband, Senator Chis Escudero, lost their fourth child, a baby boy. In the handwritten letter she posted, Heart expressed her concern for her unborn child, whom she named Francisco. She ended her letter with a hopeful message saying that she'll be waiting for him and also signed it with Mama Heart. How sad naman.
Oo, how sad. I saw that
naman.
post kasi I follow her on Instagram. So, sabi ko, ano to? Tapos when I was reading it, so parang ramdam ko yung
yung pain.
yung caption niya kasi ramdam ko yung
Ano name? Francisco?
sakit. Oo, Francisco. Francis kasi, tapos Francisco.
Okay.
With
Francisco.
K-O yun ang nilalagay niya. Kasi this is not, yun nga, fourth na to, di ba?
Yeah.
This is not the first time. Talagang, ever since na nagsimula na magpakasal itong dalawa, si Senator Chis
Yes.
Escudero and Heart Evangelista, and they were trying talaga to have a family, di ba? Yung
That's right.
magkaroon ng kanilang sariling anak.
Well, condolences and prayers and malay mo, di ba? Sooner or later, magkaroon din ng blessing ulit.
Exactly.
Oo.
But usapang ina pa rin, gagawin ng ina ang lahat para maitaguyod ang anak.
Gaya na lang ng isang lesbian macho dancer sa Maynila. Kilalanin natin siya sa report ni Mobile Journal, Kayla Makantan.
Ang pagiging ina wala sa itsura o kasarian, nasa puso. Tulad na lang ng nakilala nating solo nanay na ang datingan, papasarid as tatay. Hataw kung hataw ang 32 years old na si JD. Sa unang tingin, aakalaing talagang tigasin.
Dalawa yung ginagamit ko, pinagtatagpi ko lang ginanon. Pero inuuna ko yung part dito sa baba para wala siyang nababakat sa baba. Tapos didikit ko lang po siya, tatanggalin lang po yung itong white na to. Tapos yung ito, parang sa Band-Aid, ganon.
Sino mag-aakala na ang That's My Tomboy ng Las Piñas City? That's My nanay din pala ng isang 8 years old. Bago kasi siya maging JD, si Jeneline muna siya. Na aba, ligawin daw ng mga lalaki. Bagaman, hindi ni minsan na-attract sa boys. Dream daw talaga ni JD na magkaanak. Kaya naman nang makakuha ng chance, nakipag-date siya isang beses sa lalaking may gusto sa kanya. At agad ding nabigyan ng supling. Ang cute na si Calvin. Pero sa hirap ng buhay, napilitan siyang iwan ang anak at pamilya sa Leyte.
Maliit kasi talaga sahod sa Hindi talaga kasya para sa amin. May kapatid pa ako. May mama pa ako. So, sa amin, hindi talaga kasya yung sahod. Pag sa province, totoo lang yung...
Ngayong LDR silang mag-ina, close pa rin sila sa isa't isa.
Magbe-video call po sila kada gabi. Magbe-video call. Kung may oras din siya, tapos yung bata pag uwi sa school.
Maswerte naman si JD dahil andyan ang kanyang tita at nanay para mag-alaga kay Calvin at umalalay. Sa ngayon, breadwinner din ng kanyang pamilya si JD. Kaya bukod sa pagiging macho dancer niya sa gabi, sa isang LGBT bar sa Malate, namamasukan din siyang waiter sa isang kainan sa umaga. Lahat ng ito, ginagawa niya para makapag-ipon at makauwi sa Leyte. Plano niyang magtayo ng negosyo doon para hindi na kailanganin pang bumalik ng Maynila at makita niyang lumalaki ang nag-iisang anak.
Maintindihan niya din, ma'am, na kaya ako nagtatrabaho kasi para din sa kanya. Sana maging mabait siya. May takot sa Diyos.
Kahanga-hanga ang mga tulad ni JD na hindi sumusuko basta sa buhay. Ginagawa ang lahat para sa kanyang pamilya kahit kapalit nito ay pansamantala niyang pagkawalay. Mobile Journal, Kayla Makantan, hatid ang mukha ng balita.
Talagang isa lamang yan doon sa mga stories ng mga mga nanay na talagang gagawin ng lahat para mabigyan ng magandang buhay yung kanilang mga anak.
Sana ma-appreciate ang mga batang lumalaki.
Oo.
Nagiging teenager na pag umiinit ang ulo lagi sa mga magulang. At tignan niyo muna yung
Oo,
kwento
yung mga
ng
sakripisyo ng mga magulang.
magiging magulang din kayo balang araw. Oo.
Saludo tayo sa lahat ng mga magulang. At especially sa mga nanay dahil nga kakadiwang lang natin ng
Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day po!
That's right, and let's continue our countdown. Coming at the 9th spot is the latest in volleyball. Signal HD snatched the Spikers Turf Open Conference title over the weekend. The H3 Spikers emerged successful after sweeping crisscross in 3 sets. Finals MVP Brian Bagunas and first best outside hitter Jao Umandal led Signal to their victory. Over at PVL, the Creamline School Smashers retained their title after defeating Choco Mucho Flying Titans in a classic 5-set showdown. Finals MVP Gemma Galanza led the team to their 8th PVL title with 20 points. Now, in the UAAP Finals, Game 1 goes to NU after besting UST in both men's and women's finals. The Bulldogs outsmarted the Golden Spikers in 3 sets rather, while the Lady Bulldogs also swept the Golden Tigresses in straight sets.
Oh, yung ticket daw, ginto yan.
Oo, intense daw yung pagbili ng mga tickets.
Oo.
Yun ang narinig natin di ba?
May pila sa labas, tapos yung mga iba nag-camp out pa ata just to get their tickets. I think sa UST side rin to no?
Yes. Yun nga sabi nga dito,
Oo.
sa women's extra challenge daw for UST kasi injured yung kanilang star player
Yes.
na si Ange Poyos.
Oo.
So ang NU naman, isang panalo na lang sila
Yeah, 1 win to go.
Hahabulin na lang nila. But yun nga, painit ng painit. Tulad nga na nabanggit mo last week ang volleyball talagang umaarangkada ngayon. Dumadami yung kanilang fans.
Sa ano naman, sa PVL yung Creamline naman, talagang dominating team talaga yun
Creamline.
Oo. Sabi nga nila, may iba ba bang pwedeng mag-champion?
Alright, congratulations. At abangan pa natin ang iba
Oo.
pa mga magaganap sa volleyball dito sa Pilipinas, di ba?
Okay, let's go. Moving over to our top 8, the Manila LGU will implement car-free Sundays along a portion of Rojas Boulevard. A dry run was held yesterday led by Manila Mayor Hani Lacuna Pangan. The northbound and southbound directions of Rojas Boulevard from Padre Burgos Avenue to Quirino Avenue were off limits from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. The LGU will fully implement the ordinance starting May 26. The closure would enable people to jog, do walking, running, and cycling in the area every Sunday. Oh, I like this idea. Maganda
Yeah.
to. 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. a portion lang. Kasi nung una natin
Hindi naman
narinig,
lahat.
nung una ko narinig natin sa radyo, kinabahan ako. Akala ko buong Ross Boulevard and how long. Yung pala, it's only 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. And a portion of it, which is nice. Di ba? Pwede mag-walking.
This promotes wellness.
Yeah.
Diba?
Tapos walang pollution for 4 hours in that portion of
Check nila yung air quality
Ross
after.
Boulevard. Oo.
Mga siguro magawa sila ng study after, let's say, a month of doing this and then they check the air quality. Kung merong pagbabago. Kasi
walking
4 hours
magpamilya.
lang ba yun?
Oo. Kasi balita ko magkakaroon ng a few selected concession stands sa gilid. Diba? So walking, magbe-breakfast kayo, family outing.
Community.
Ewan ko na lang kung
event.
malayo-layo ang lakad mo sa Dolomite Beach. Pagka walking, diretso sa beach.
Oo. Pero sabi naman nga, dahil nga nag-dry run, tapos kumpleto naman daw sila ng information.
Yeah.
Nagkabit sila ng mga tarpaulin, mga signages to make sure na hindi malilito yung mga
Oo.
motorists.
Malinaw naman 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and not the entire Ross Boulevard. Muna Padre Burgos, north and south naman yan. So, magandang idea yan. 4 hours every Sunday. So, families can go walking, biking. Park na lang kayo malapit doon. Tapos bring out your bikes.
Oo. Minsan
Diba?
papuntahin natin yung si Ivan, yung mojo natin dyan.
Mag-jogging si Ivan.
Mag-jogging siya, sabayan niya yung mga mag-jogging sa Sunday.
Paikot siya, tapos
sa Monday, mag-report siya sa atin.
Tapos maghanap siya ng mobile shower. Mag-shower siya.
Oo. Alright, coming up. When will LTFRB start apprehending unconsolidated PUVs?
And an interagency body will meet today to discuss the rise of Chinese students in the country.
We are just getting started. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. Good morning! You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Happy Monday!
And day after Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day pa rin. Nanonood sa atin ngayon si
Sino
Vlad.
ba mga
Vladimir.
usual
Oo,
suspects
sa Facebook
natin?
ito. Sa YouTube naman sila Mother Earth. Good morning sa kanila Mother Earth. At sa lahat ng viewers natin, thank you for joining us again this Monday sa Brunch.
Oo, dun sa mga magtatanong tungkol dyan sa LTFRB, sa Jeepney,
Nako.
modern Jeepney, yung POV modernization natin, meron tayong update dyan.
Okay.
Stopping at the 7th spot is the apprehension of unconsolidated jeepneys. The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, reminded jeepney drivers that they will start apprehending unconsolidated jeepneys on Thursday, May 16. The deadline for the franchise consolidation, or PUVs, ended on April 30. But the LTFRB only gave warnings and letters to unconsolidated jeepney drivers days after the deadline. LTFRB Chairman Teofilo Guadis III said they started giving show cause orders to these jeepney drivers on May 2. Guadis said the drivers had 5 days to explain why they refused to comply with the government's requirements.
We started receiving answers And none of the answers seem to be acceptable to us because it is an issue of non-failure to comply with the industry consolidation. So we will be starting to see the industry consolidation certificate of all the PUVs flying the routes starting May 16.
All right, so to give us an update on that, we have Mar Valbuena on the line from Manila. Siya po ay chairman ng
Manibela,
Manibela.
yes.
Oo, para bigyan tayo ng details on this upcoming apprehension ng mga jeepney. Good morning, Mar.
Good morning, Ma'am Angela and Sir Angelo. Good morning po sa Brunch and sa lahat po ng sumusubaybay.
Yes, Mar, magsisimula na ang hulihan natin, no? Sabi kasi nila before na they want to give due process naman daw sana sa mga hindi pa nagko-consolidate. Pero ngayon may announcement na. Ano ang sentiments mo dito, Mar? Ano ang pakiramdam mo dito?
Angelo, yun nga yung nagkakaproblema tayo dahil nga paiba-iba yung announcement ng TFRB. Ang sabi nila, magpapadala muna sa atin ng surplus order para magkaroon ng hearing kung bakit kami hindi nag-join sa consolidation and sa cooperative. Bakit ngayon manguhuli na sila? Bakit kailangan i-apprehend na? Hindi ba paglapag ito sa due process na kaya kami padadalhan ng surplus order after ng May 16 para magkaroon ng pagdinig? Dahil ito ay constitutional rights namin na dumaan kami sa due process. Talagang ginigipit kami at pinahihirapan yung aming mga kasamahan and tinatakot talaga na iisipin mo, i-apprehend kami ng wala pa talagang order and finality doon sa aming mga practice.
Pero before you move on, Sir Angel, gusto ko lang itanong, Mar, nagbigay ba sila at least man lang ng idea kung ano yung proseso na mangyayari pag kunyari nagkahulihan na? Kasi supposedly, pag nag-consolidate ka, meron kang mga markings yung mga nag-consolidate. Sa part nyo ba, nasabihan kayo kung ano yung magiging proseso nito? Kung kaagad, hulihan na kaagad or meron pang hearing or ano yung mangyayari?
Nung una, ang sabi po sa atin, padadalan tayo ng show-cause order at magkakaroon po ng hearing after ng May 15. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa po kaming nare-receive na kahit anong show-cause order. So, paano naman po namin ipagtatanggol yung aming mga prangkisa at yung site namin kung bakit hindi kami nag-join sa consolidation?
Marno, kasi sabi dito yung sa piston sa Cebu, ang sabi nila meron daw silang marami dun sa kanilang mga miyembro ay nakapag-consolidate, no, at talagang na-beat nila yung deadline. Pero marami pa rin yung mga talagang kumbaga pinanindigan na hindi sila magko-consolidate. Give us a picture kung ilan pa po talaga sa inyo po pagkakaalam, sa inyo pong datos, yung talagang ayaw pa mag-consolidate.
Sa Cebu pa lamang po, yung grupo po ng Manila sa Cebu, umaabot pa po ito ng nasa mahigit 3,000 na mga jeepney operators o units ang hindi po nako-consolidate. And sa Western Visayas po, hindi po bababa ng 8,000 pa ang hindi nakakapag-consolidate mula sa Bacolod, sa Dumaguete, sa Siaton, hanggang Iloilo, sa Panay Island. And sa Eastern Visayas po, sa Ormoc and Tacloban, marami pa po kaming miyembro doon na hindi po talaga nag-consolidate. So malayo doon sa datos na binibigay po ng LTFRB na consolidated na yung mga grupo po namin doon. At yung ipinakita nung nakaraan na nag-consolidate daw yung aming mga miyembro dito sa may San Juan, pinuntahan po namin at sabi nila hindi naman kami ang nakausap yung driver namin. Bakit sinabi nilang na-consolidate na kahit hindi naman?
Pero what's going to happen po? Come May 16, tuloy na nga po talaga yung pag-apprehend ng LTFRB sa mga unconsolidated jeepneys. Kayo po ba sa inyong hanay, tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang pagbiyahe?
Malalaman po natin itong mga susunod na araw kung ano po yung mapag-uusapan namin. Kaya po kami nasa meeting ngayon. Kung ano po yung mapagkakasunduan, kung bibiyahe ba o kami na mismo mag-surrender ng aming mga sasakyan doon sa loob ng LTO at LTFRB.
Mar, yung sinabi mong word na isa-surrender mo na yung sasakyan, paano na magiging yung livelihood ng mga drivers natin? May backup plan ba kayo or other means of income?
Hindi ko ba ang sabi ng DOTR at ng LTFRB, sila ang magbibigay ng kabuhayan po sa amin. Once na tanggalan na kami ng biyahe.
Nag-coordinate na ba
Gusto
sila?
namin silang tingilin, ano ngayon ang ibibigay na buhay doon sa mga hindi na po makakabiyahe. Ano po ang nakahanda na nakabuhayan o livelihood nitong aming mga kasamahan, lalong-lalo na po yung mga super sa isang kahit isang tuka na kapag hindi lalabas sa isang araw, wala pong kakainin ng kanilang pamilya.
Ibig sabihin, Mar, hindi sila nag-coordinate with your group nung tumama yung deadline kung ano yung magiging next step sa mga drivers na hindi nag-consolidate?
Alam nyo, puro papogi lang sa media, yung sasabihin na bibigyan kami ng hanap buhay, bibigyan kami ng training, pero hanggang ngayon, hindi pa po kami kinakausap. Wala pong kinakausap sa aming mga miyembro kung ano pong livelihood ang ibibigay po nila. Kung sakaling talaga puhulihin itong aming mga miyembro sa pamamasada.
Sabi nyo nga po, kayo ay magmi-meeting pa doon sa inyong mga susunod pang mga plano na gagawin dahil nga dito sa upcoming apprehension ng LTFRB sa mga unconsolidated jeepneys. Ang tanong po dito, sa mga nakaraang araw na kayo po ay nakikipag-usap sa inyong mga miyembro sa Manibela, meron po ba doon ilan sa kanila ang kumbaga ay gearing towards na, nagbabago na yung isip at gusto nang mag-consolidate para makabiyahe pa rin sila?
Opo, basta mag-update po tayo kung ano man po yung mga susunod na mangyayari kasi nasa critical na mga araw po tayo kaya hindi po lahat masasagot natin ano po.
Alright, siguro patuloy po kami makipag-ugnayan sa inyo regarding this issue, specifically after nyo po makipag-meeting with your other members. But for the meantime, maraming salamat po sa inyo, Manibela Leader Mar Valbuena.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Angela and Ma'am Angela. Mabuhay po kayo.
Okay, let's move on. Heating up on our sixth spot, let's talk about weather. Over 30 areas in the country may continue to experience intense heat. Cagayan is expected to be the hottest area today with a heat index of 47 degrees Celsius. 46 degrees Celsius in Dagupan, Pangasinan, Tuguegarao, Cagayan, Rojas, Capiz, and Giwan, Eastern Samar. While the heat index in Lawag, Ilocos Norte, Etchague, Isabela, and Iloilo City may reach 45 degrees Celsius. 43 to 44 degrees Celsius heat index may be experienced in parts of La Union, Occidental Mindoro, Palawan, and Iloilo, as well as in parts of Metro Manila, Ilocos Norte, Aurora, Catanduanes, Northern Samar, and Agusan del Norte. A heat index of 42 degrees Celsius is expected in over 10 areas, including Quezon City, Sinait, Ilocos Sur, and Bayumbong, Nueva Vizcaya. Despite the intense heat, Metro Manila and the rest of the country may experience isolated rains due to easterlies. Pag-asa is advising the public to prepare for more rains as the La Nina phenomenon approaches.
Yung onset ng rainy season may commence between June 1 to 15. Posible din may mga malalakas na mga bagyo, maraming ulan. But mas probable yung tinatawag na maraming ulan ang binibigay na tubig ulan ng mga bagyo kapag may La Nina.
Oh, yesterday in at least Quezon City, I could speak for that na umulan.
Medyo malakas yung pag-ulan.
Oo, yung mga patak niya medyo malalaki yung mga rain droplets.
This is isolated rain showers pa rin kasi hindi pa naman tayo nagdedeklara.
It's due to the heat.
Due
to the heat na rin kasi nag-iipon yung init, 'di ba? Alam mo anong tawag doon? Precipitation. Ayun na, precipitation.
So marami ang talaga nagpasalamat, 'di ba? Celebration ng Mother's Day, umulan kahit papaano. Yun nga lang, syempre by June ang kinatatakunan naman yung malakas na pag-ulan. But we'll see.
Gusto natin ma-check soon sa Pag-asa kung ano yung percentage pa rin ng La Nina kasi hindi pa rin sila 100% As of at least a few weeks ago. So ilang percent na rin ang possibility na ng La Nina. Yung La Nina watch.
Yes. Alright, let's continue with our countdown. Ranking 5th in our countdown, the Education Department condemned the killing of a 10-year-old girl in the town of Tupi in South Cotabato. The girl was reported to be murdered while going home from school. In a statement, DepEd said there is no place for such brutality in our society. They also called local authorities to further strengthen the safety and security in their communities. Prior to this, DepEd also condemned the killing of a 14-year-old student in Talisay City, Cebu last month.
Nag-escalate ang mga news of violence against
Exactly.
children. Ano? Especially now when there are a lot of programs supposedly that are protecting the rights of our children.
Exactly. And then I was reading the report, no, yung whole details of this incident. Yung bata nga is 10 years old. Parang on the way
To school?
pauwi na.
Pauwi na from school.
Yung daddy parang pumunta sa school, tinanong kung nasaan yung anak niya, pero sabi umalis na. Pero gabi na, wala pa.
Wala pa rin.
So apparently they found her near the creek doon sa area nila. Pasintabi lang po sa mga mga kabataan na nanonood ngayon. Ka-lower yung kanyang undergarment, tapos injured yung face niya. Of course, patay na nga, no? Tapos ang suspect is the kapitbahay.
Wow.
Pero upon processing of his fingerprints, etc.,
Laban siya.
nanlaban daw siya. Kinuha yung baril sa police. So the police had no choice, according dun sa report, but to fire the guns.
So wala talagang official justice na may ipapataw kasi wala. So
kasi they're starting the investigation pa eh.
Tapos di rin natin alam kung addict ba ito o ano. Kasi I don't think anybody in the right mind would do such a horrible
Very
horrible
inconsistent daw itong guy na to, no? Itong suspect na to na namatay.
Iba-iba ang
sa mga kanyang mga statements. Iba-iba. So, tapos yun na nga, nung the process of getting his fingerprints, etc., yun na nanlaban na siya.
Nakakairita yung mga itong mga news.
Sunod-sunod, and then yun nga, di ba, nabanggit ko din kanina while I was reading, meron din 14 years old na pinatay. Tapos meron din teacher.
Bakit yung 14 ulit? Ano yung sa 14?
Yun, wala pa ako masyadong
Walang
details doon. Pero yun nga, sunod-sunod eh. It's not something na, di ba, walang bahala natin.
Oo.
We have to strengthen the community's security. Lalo na pag mga ganyang bata, 'di ba? Sa school, 'di ba? Sino ba'y susundo? Dapat alam na merong permit, 'di ba? Yung mga susundo or commuter ba tong bata na to? Kasi sa private school they do that. But in public school, I don't know yung kanilang proseso dyan.
Kasi ang scary naman yan na when you kiss your child goodbye na paalis sa school, di ba? Hindi alam ng ibang magulang, last na pala yun.
Oo.
Di ba? So, you entrust, of course, the safety of your child, not only with the school, but the authorities, because from the moment na umaalis yung bata from your side, going to school, there is a distance wherein yung LGU ang namamahala sa security ng area at safety. Diba?
Exactly.
So, ano ba nangyayari in between that?
Siyempre, hindi naman lahat may luxury ng merong susundo, merong pang sundo, may service, etc. So, ang mga kabataan natin at that early age, nagko-commute na by themselves. So, di ba, umuwi na sila ng sarili nila.
Di ba, basic sa child's rights and human rights, the access to a safe space.
Yes.
So, that safe space, in this instance, is the distance from the home to the school. Diba? So, and then when you arrive in the school, that's supposed to be another safe space for the children.
Wow. Kasi this is not the first time this year na ang daming ganyan ng nababalita sa atin.
Ay, nako. Lungkot naman ng news na yan. Anyway, let's move on. Switching gears for our top 4, China's dumped crushed corals in Escoda Shoal near Palawan, according to the Philippine Coast Guard. Commodore J. Tariela, PCG spokesman for the West Philippine Sea, revealed this on Saturday. Tariela says the destruction of marine resources may be due to China's reclamation activity. Experts earlier reported that Pag-asa Cay of Pag-asa Island is also in a degraded state due to China's activities. The PCG has deployed BRP Teresa Magbanwa to Escoda Shoal to conduct patrols in the area.
Ito na naman. Unti-unti natin na kasi nakikita naman natin aggressive na ngayon yung pagpapatrol
Oo.
sa hanay ng PCG sa atin. So we're seeing a lot of things na unlike before yung sa 'di ba ito nga sabi niya, what lessons can we learn from Mischief Reef? 'Di ba na nagulat na lang tayo pagising natin meron ng
Structure.
Oo, structure
May tarmac,
din sa area
may tarmac
na
pa
yun.
ata sa area na yun.
Oo. So ito nga, itong shoal na to na sinasabi ni Commodore J. Tariela ay malapit nga ito sa palapit na to sa Palawan. Oo. So, ano bang dapat gawin natin? That's the question. 'Di ba? Lalo na ngayon after the ngayon after the balikatan exercises, mas marami pa rin yung mga nag-increase yung numbers
Yes.
ng mga Chinese Coast Guard na nagpapatrol din sa area. So,
Dagdagan natin na ng joint patrols with our friendly neighbors.
pero apparently
De.
daw, yung ibang mga yung claimants din doon,
Yes,
they did that already.
You had-
Nagpapatrol na din sila.
You had Malaysia.
Oo.
Malaysia and they also had Vietnam at that time doing that. Especially when Malaysia, I think, started drilling for natural gas. Nagpa-escort sila. The US was conducting patrols, exercises in the area while they were doing this. So, hindi daw sila ginulo ng China.
Tingnan natin kung ano pa yung magiging update dyan. Kasi, di ba, ano pa ba yung mga, kumbaga, options natin? Kasi at this point in time, di ba, ang daming mga nangyayari like water cannoning incident, na yung lagi natin pinipresenta yung Hague ruling, di ba, hindi naman din pinapansin.
So, in the
And
meantime,
ngayon naman, yung sinasabi ng China na may audio recording, na may kasunduan between the Westcom, ang dami
Hindi, yung audio recording naman
They don't want to dignify daw,
Hindi,
sabi.
sowing discords within the structure of the military.
So yung ang tawag dito yung suggestion
Oo.
na sinasabi o yung plano na paalisin, 'di ba, yung Chinese embassy natin, 'di ba?
Yes, expel the Chinese ambassador. Oo.
Is that right? Maganda ba yung gearing towards that path? 'Di ba? Dapat may makausap tayong ganun di ba? Para masabi sa atin kung ano ba yung magandang plano pa na gawin ng Pilipinas.
Basta ang alam natin, kahit gaano kainit, ayaw natin na ma-water cannon tayo.
Oh, of course.
Regular shower na lang sa mobile shower. Mobile shower.
All right,
Right.
let's continue with our countdown. Ranking third in our countdown today is the so-called superbody of human rights. President Bongbong Marcos has ordered the creation of a special committee on human rights protection. While some laud this action, others have reservations about it. Here's the report.
In aims to strengthen human rights protection in the country, President Bongbong Marcos ordered the formation of a so-called superbody. Under Administrative Order Number 22, the superbody is called Special Committee on Human Rights Coordination. The committee targets to continue the initiatives of the United Nations for the Joint Program on Human Rights when it comes to laws, criminal justice, and policy making. Their tasks include conducting an investigation into alleged human rights violations by law enforcement agencies. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin will head the committee with Justice Secretary Boying Remulla. Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo and Interior Secretary Benher Abalos are the members of the committee. Human Rights Watch Committee Chairman Caloy Conde praised the intention of the administrative order. However, he has reservations about the members of the committee.
Walang kinalaman ang United Nations, walang partisipasyon dito ang CHR. So medyo nakababahala yon. May iba sa kanila dito ay mga ahensya din na may kinalaman din sa pag-atake sa mga human rights defenders.
For Conde, the superbody of human rights protection is unnecessary because we already have the Commission on Human Rights.
Dapat i-make sure niya na ma-maintain ito ang independence ng CHR. Dapat din Mr. Marcos or the administration should abide by the domestic and international commitment ng Pilipinas sa human rights.
The Human Rights Watch doesn't see this move as a stepping stone for the Marcos administration to join the International Criminal Court again. Rather, they surmise that it's a way for PBBM to rebrand his family's image when it comes to human rights.
Hindi mo naman pwedeng ipagkaila kay Mr. Marcos yung oportunidad na bigyang katarungan yung mga kaso ng mga paglabag sa karapatang pantao, regardless kung meron silang record nung nakaraan o hindi.
Anyway, we're talking amongst ourselves here kasi this is a very interesting issue. It's because we already have a commission on human rights. But at the same time, the timing of which we were talking kanina, of which this was set up, is very suspect because may nangyayaring issue between ICC, former President Duterte and PBBM. And then yung stance ng government na we're not to turn over President Duterte in case a warrant of arrest happens because we are not
we had a working judicial system
yes,
here.
and we're not part of the ICC right now.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, right after the briefer, supposedly...
Diba, mag-briefer ng DOJ kay Pangulong Duterte, sabi niya, objective analysis, diba, of what's going to happen, ano yung mga pros and cons, yung mga dapat gawin ng Pilipinas when ICC comes here. Ito may lumabas. May Special Committee for Human Rights that is being chaired by Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, co-chaired by Justice Secretary
Which one?
Crispin
This human rights body?
Itong super human rights body with the heads of Department of Foreign Affairs and the DILG.
You see the members of that? You have the
The
DILG,
same.
local government. You have Foreign Affairs. Why is the Foreign Affairs part of, yun ang question ng iba, why are they part of a human rights super body? So it's something to do with relations with another country or with the ICC or with the UN. Diba? Yun ang mga...
So yung mga speculations naman na ano ba to? Ano ba tong ginagawa ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos? Is this something na mensahe, a silent message para sa mga kabilang panig to read between the lines?
Well, I think you're right there kasi if you look at the charter or the function of this super body, it's very vague as compared to ano yung function ng human rights. Of course, human rights, they provide assistance, legal assistance to those who need it. Pero very vague ang function nito given na hindi minention ano yung specific differences between them and the human rights. What are they supposed to have programs that will supposedly mitigate or lessen instances of human rights violations? Are they supposed to look at certain violations in the past? Are they going to look at the drug war? Because that was mentioned. The drug war was mentioned.
Thousands of victims diba, died
and they used,
from the drug war.
Kita mo yung word na ginamit, victims. They used the word victims for the drug war.
Tama ka rin, yung sinabi mo na from the past, titignan din ba yung past? Because this is something, kumbaga,
retrospective.
Hindi, at saka coming from the son of the late dictator na merong mga usapin ng human rights abuses, gagawa ng ganito.
That's why when I heard the news, this is interesting.
Diba sabi ko, aba.
Ano yung nila? Will they go as far as look at compensation issues?
Diba? Dahil yun, isa pang malaking usapin yun. Diba? Yung mga martial
Well,
law
let's see
victims.
pag luminaw to in the future. But you just look at the members. You have Executive Secretary, you have Foreign Affairs. Sa akin, yun ang interesting dyan eh.
DOJ.
Foreign Affairs, part of a commission, part of a human rights body. Why, di ba? So it has something to do nga with international issues on human rights, which is the UN, the ICC.
Maintriga ka masyado.
Hindi May kausap lang tayo
Pero
kanina.
di ba, kagabi, di ba, pinag-uusapan din talaga.
Na-interesting lang to see the membership.
Pag makita mo yung context, bakit biglang may ganito, yung mga
At saka
sequence
before
of
we go,
events.
hindi ko lang kasi nakita part of this group yung CHR yet. Was there a representative from the CHR in this body? I don't know. I haven't seen the entire brief of this body, but I haven't seen membership yet from the CHR.
Wala. Yun ang nabanggit lang dun sa balita eh.
Yeah.
Diba? This will be chaired by Executive
Secretary.
co-chaired by the DOJ Secretary, and tutulungan sila ng DFA and DILG.
Bakit DFA nga pa?
Sige.
Anyway, don't go away because we're not done yet. May dalawa pa tayo. Please stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Oy, good morning to all the
Takaw
viewers.
mo, tatlo na lang yung natira. Di pa
Hoy!
ako makain.
Hindi ko alam kasi may bossing na dumating eh. So, aakuin ko na ba ang nawawalang...
Take the blame.
Take the blame. Hindi, pero good morning pala sa lahat ng viewers natin. We'll continue to
Takaw ni Jake. Tapos ako pinagbibitang matakaw. Go na.
Sige, ako naman. Lalaki naman ako. I need the calories to Kasi umiinit ang talakayan this morning. Ang daming issues. So let's get right to it. Now straight on to our top two. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian warns a possible emergence of the so-called POGO politics. Gatchalian said syndicates behind POGO operations appear to have links to people in power. This comes after authorities raided POGO hubs in Bamban, Tarlac, allegedly linked to Mayor Alice Guo.
Pareho sa nakikita nating narco-politics sa ibang bansa na yung mga drug dealers, yung mga drug cartels, sa sobra nilang laki at sa sobra nilang yaman, binibili nila yung mga politiko.
Gatchalian says he will continue to call for a ban on POGO operations in the country. He adds that the Senate hearing also aims to repeal the POGO taxation law.
Meron na silang dalawang bill kasi na to ban POGO, so I will join them in that. But I will also propose to repeal the taxation kasi taxation explicitly legitimize the POGO here.
Now, when this POGO situation was starting nung last administration, ang pinaka-reasoning natin why we didn't want them is if you compute yung tax na of the legal POGOs that are paying the government, is not enough to compensate for all the yung gulo na nadudulot nila.
Yes.
Even no less than PRRD said that it is not worth the moral dilemma na nangyayari.
Exactly.
But may another issue has arisen na yung nangyayari yung tension with the West Philippine Sea during this PBBM administration. Medyong you're going to talk about, teka lang, why were the POGOs planted here nga in the first place? You find several na-raid na POGO na may military-grade equipment.
Yeah.
For example, that guy, di ba, he had a military-grade helmet.
Hindi, yan, lone wolf daw. Yan,
No,
isa
kaya
lang
nga.
siya
But I'm saying, kung idudugtong mo yan, he had a helmet with the Chinese insignia, yung star. He had military-grade rifles, di ba? So, all of a sudden, you have these things coming. Teka lang. And yung pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, si Mayor Guo na very friendly sa POGO.
Supposedly, nagbigay ng mga permits, allowed talagang dumami yung POGO doon sa area nila sa Tarlac.
Tsaka, di ba yung bigla siyang sumulpot kung from where? Di ba sabi ni COMELEC Chairman Garcia, I think she registered as a voter only noon.
April 2021.
So, 2021 pa lang siya nag-register.
And then 2022, she won the
Elections. So 21 nag-register ka bilang botante, 2022 mayor ka na.
Oo. So ano ang tawag nila doon? POGO politics.
POGO politics.
At saka yun nga, ang nagiging problema din kasi even before pa, 'di ba, maraming mga crimes connected to it
Yeah.
Kidnapping, 'di ba? And all of that. But let's continue with our countdown for our top story. Our top story for today is the increase of Chinese students in the country. The Interagency Committee on Foreign Students will meet today to discuss this matter. The Bureau of Immigration said the committee will address the influx of Chinese students into Cagayan City. Based on BI's record, around 1,500 students' visas were granted to Chinese nationals in Cagayan. However, only 485 of them were enrolled and the number of on-site students are less than 100. Some lawmakers raised concerns over the rise of Chinese students in Cagayan, where there are two Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement or EDCA sites.
Now, to get more information about this, we have immigration spokesperson Dana Sandoval on the line.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning po.
All right, thank you for joining us today. So, first question, have we also started an investigation to the rise of Chinese students in Cagayan, and if so, ano po ang ating initial findings?
Yes, that's part of the things that we are looking into dito sa ating records natin. One thing that we've noticed, yes, tumaas po yung bilang ng Chinese nationals in Cagayan. But in the side of immigration, nakita po natin that they were all endorsed by a legitimate school, which is accredited by CHED. So we see no concerns on the issuance of their visas. But on the same time, of course, nagbabago ang landscape natin with the rising tension or the concerns on our relationships with other countries. That's why on the meeting later with the Interagency Committee on Foreign Students, we are requesting that the security assessment be added as a regular agenda of the interagency, kasi we see that it's important for the intelligence agencies to know what's happening, and maybe they can see some trends that might be very useful for the investigation.
Now,
Yes,
sorry.
idugtong ko lang to Miss Dana, kasi Dana, no, nasabi niyo po 1,516 nga po yung Chinese nationals na nag-grant po ng visas in Cagayan. Pero dun po, according sa report natin, meron pong 485 lamang, no, as of April, that are currently enrolled with the, dun po, so 96 on-site with student visa. Sasan po yung iba?
Doon po sa verification natin on the ground, yung program po kasi na ini-implement nung school is distance learning. So what they do is they initiate the program by coming here, they getting their visas, and then they fly out to continue the program online. So what they do is they submit their requirements through the internet, and kapag kakailangan nilang pumunta sa Pilipinas, usually for thesis defense or for graduation or for any other requirement, it is only then that they fly back to the country. So on-site, mas mababa dun sa mga inisyuhan ng visa kasi most of them are out of the country.
Yes, Dana, no, I'd like to ask also, ano ba ang pinaka-requisite or ano po yung requirements na kailangan ng isang estudyante para mabigyan ng student visa? Kasi I think one of which is, you said, I think in a past interview, you were saying that they have to maintain a certain grade para ma-maintain yung visa or else maka-cancel ito?
Yes, as part of our monitoring, yan po ay tinitingnan natin for their renewals. When they're renewing their visa, we look into their grades, past 2 semesters or kung trimester yung 3 trimesters nila, to see if they are failing or they have consecutively not attended their classes. If they have not lived up to those standards, then we deny their extension of their visas. And we order them to leave the country.
Now, yung mga students that are under the distance learning program, do they really need the student visas or hindi ba pwede kasi since they're only here for graduation and submission of some documents, hindi ba they only need to be in they stay in China and that's where they study, so hindi ba ibang klaseng visa na lang pwede bigyan sila?
So far kasi in our law, kung student, we only have 9F student visa.
Okay.
Basta estudyante po ng higher
So
education.
regardless kung may
that's
physical
also,
body na required sa university?
Yeah, since they go here, so I think they are also required student visa. But that's also one thing that we're going to raise dun sa interagency meeting later. To have a clear guidelines on distance learning and online programs. I think ito yung on the rise after the pandemic, and it's one of the reasons why nagkakaroon ng mga questions about it. So there has to be clearer guidelines on the implementation of distance learning for all members of the interagency.
Yeah, may mga nagsasabi po kasi na itong investigation na gagawin or ginagawa regarding nga po sa rise of Chinese students ay tinatawag po nilang xenophobic. No? What's your take on that?
I don't think we are targeting naman specific nationalities, but it's more of an effect siguro of the issues that we are having with our relationship with other countries. Syempre, when when there's a change in the relationship with a different country, nagkakaroon ng change sa policy. In the same way, kapag good ang relationship natin with that country, we get visa-free privileges sa kanila. They also have reciprocity, which we also give them visa-free privileges sa atin. So every time that there's a change in our relationship with our country, nagkakaroon ng adjustment doon sa assessment measures natin in how we assess the visa application.
Some are saying na kaya lang naman nabigyan ng pansin to is because of the tensions recently with China regarding the West Philippine Sea issue. But for context, no, is this the year or these last 2 years yung nakikita natin may highest number of Chinese students in the country, specifically in the area of Cagayan? Or may ibang taon ng ganong kadami din ang mga Chinese students tayo?
Actually, for last year, mas mataas talaga yung for 2023 compared to the previous years. Kasi during the pandemic, halos wala talaga, just a handful of individuals were issued visas. So, may spike talaga ng 2023 because after the pandemic, after the country marketed the Philippines as an educational tourism hub in Asia, medyo tumaas talaga yung bilang ng mga foreign students here.
Okay, isa po sa mga mandato po ninyo ay ma-monitor nga po ang visa compliance itong mga foreign students, no? I'm not just saying Chinese but all foreign students here in our country. And I was wondering kung how do you guys monitor yung kanilang mga activities to make sure na hindi po wala pong koneksyon or hindi harmful po sa ating security, state security yung kanilang mga ginagawa.
Yes, yun po yung magiging role natin sa interagency. That's why we're raising it po. Since each of the agencies na parte po ng Interagency Committee on Foreign Students, may kanya-kanyang role po yan on monitoring the activities of foreign students here in the Philippines. SED would be monitoring the compliance of the schools doon sa pagkuha ng mga foreign students. Kami on the visa aspect, if they are really studying here in the Philippines. NBI and NICA naman or on the security aspect, if there are individuals there that may pose as a threat inimical to public safety and security. So each one of us has a role to play in terms of monitoring foreign students. And that's one thing na mapag-uusapan later during the interagency meeting.
Yeah, Dana, last question lang siguro for my part. No? You were mentioning you're going to have a meeting pa naman to clarify all the details. But ang question ko is, meron ba kayong quota as to how many student visas you're allowed to grant for yung foreign students natin? It's because a lot have been asking na baka maagawan daw ng opportunity yung mga deserving din na ibang Filipino students for enrollment in these areas.
Yes, by law po, dun sa EO 285, ang maaari pong mag-aral na foreign students dito is 1/3 of the population of the school. So that is being monitored by CHED. Yung compliance naman ng paaralan dun sa mga batas natin. Yun po yung requirements for schools. But siguro on the security aspect, syempre, concerned din ng intelligence community if there are increase in certain areas of certain nationalities. There are areas that need to be more secure than other areas. That's why I think there's really a need for us to share our data ng real time para nakikita nila kapag may mga tumataas or bumababa ng mga certain nationalities that they are on the lookout for.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Immigration Spokesperson Dana Sandoval.
Thank you and good morning.
Yan, at least
So, umiinit kasi yung mga ano na yan eh.
At least meron
yung
na
mga
klaro,
connect.
medyo klaro, 1/3 of the population of the school.
Each
so,
school,
ang gagawin mo pala is, you take a look at each school. You're supposed to take not the whole picture. Kasi baka some people are adding up yung numbers from all the schools altogether. But if they're within the 1/3 pala of the certain school, kunyari sa Cagayan, I think it's St. Paul, No, so 1/3 of the population, how many are foreign, how many are Filipino, 'di ba? Titignan mo doon 'yon. Oo, kasi medyo ang dami ng kanya-kanyang
We have to be careful.
Interpretation,
diba?
yeah.
Doon sa pag-iimbestiga para hindi naman ito nga matag na xenophobia.
Anyway, they have a meeting daw later,
Later.
to clarify details. Ano ba ang magiging patakaran ng CHED, ng Bureau of Immigration regarding foreign students, the influx of foreign students.
Tsaka 'di ba kung dapat ba sila magstay ng ilang days dito kung ano lang naman.
Kasi ilan lang naman,
kung graduation or submitting work
kasi
permits,
ilan lang ang
iba-iba
ilan lang ang on-site, the granting student visa, ilan lang ang pumapasok. Puro distance learning. Yung mga ibang students, tulad yung mga Filipino local students natin, pumapasok sila araw-araw. So parang, medyo hindi daw ata fair sa iba. But let's take a look at these issues further.
They have to also check the details nung sa sinasabi din sa Cagayan. Ito yung pumutok na issue sa Cagayan.
Kasi may EDCA site doon
May EDCA site. Hindi, at saka yung sinasabi nila na dapat pala fluent sa English yung mga estudyante na pupunta doon.
Pero may mga hindi daw
Pero
fluent
most of the students that were there, the foreign students that were there, are not that fluent in English. So, paano daw? Yun kasi graduate school hindi naman to high school or simple college lang din, diba?
Kung graduate school, by that time, dapat magaling ka na mag-English.
Tignan natin.
Yes. Sige. Okay, let's move on. I'd like to leave everyone. Kasi medyo mainit ang talakayan, so I'm carried away. But I'd like to leave everyone with a quote to start the week, this week, no? If we are strong, our strength will speak for itself. If we are weak, words will be of no help. A quote from former President John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
And that wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Join us again tomorrow. I'm Angela Lagunzad Castro.
And I'm Angelo Castro III. We are One You.
All sides, all the time.